What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We're here at Fort William right now. Super kind of exciting video and a big deal actually. As you saw in the thumbnail, brand new bike, the Norco Range. It's finally out and we made the trip here to Fort William for 2 days of testing. I haven't spent much time on the bike, but this is why we're here. We're going to get some time on it. We're going to make some tweaks, change some things. It's going to be really good. I think it's going to be insightful for me, and obviously last year when I was testing here at Fort William, you know, it was really cool for you guys to see how that went down and shared my experience. And we're doing the same here, but this time we have a bike that's definitely going to do the job, I think. So I'm excited. I've obviously been told to keep it under wraps, so I've had it wrapped up while I've been at home to get some riding on it. But I've only rode it once and I've done 2 laps. So obviously high pivot, it's got this jacket on it to keep it kind of hidden. Done a pretty good job. The guys at the bike shop wrapped it up really nice. So yeah, what we're going to do is cut the sleeve off and show the bike to you all, because this video is out on the day of the release. It's not a secret anymore, so super exciting. Shout out to Norco for getting this to me way in advance, and obviously all my other sponsors chipping in and doing stuff on late notice, and it looks incredible. Honestly, all the green ties up really well. The plan today is to, like I said, do some runs, and it's really windy, so we're just going to be taking our time and being sensible about it. I think getting used to the bike, making little tweaks and adjustments is the plan. Yeah, share the experience with you all. I hope you enjoy it. Make sure you give the video a like, comment below, let me know your thoughts on the bike, and let's get stuck into some riding. I'm excited to see what this thing can do. Get on a track that's burly and gnarly, so. Right, so we're just doing a bit of a rough setup right now. 78 PSI in the fork. We'll see how that goes. We have just a bit more than that to let a bit out. Could be too soft to start with, but we'll give it a shot. Shout out Jesse for that. We also have 17 clicks from open on the rebound. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 17. 3 full turns of high speed compression and low speed compression on 2, and then on the OTT on the other side we have full sensitivity, so it's for all the little small bumps. And in the rear shock we have a pro rate spring from DVO 425 to 500, and then obviously on the shock here we have open, mid and firm. So open, so we'll keep it open for the whole day. We got 20 psi in the front with cush core, and we've got 22.6 psi in the rear. We'll see how that goes. Probably change that throughout the day, maybe drop it a bit. And then in the bladder here we're going to put in 170 psi.
Wind speed's 22.
Okay.
But just keep an eye out for the gusties coming through.
Okay, thanks man. Right, let's drop in. New bike, and the wind is pretty high. Always really nervous dropping into a track on a brand new bike. I want to go slower. So windy. Just cruising down first run to scope the lines out. Man, this wind is crazy. Not gonna lie, this is the windiest I've ever been up here before. Like, it's not even to me worth trying to do runs. Like, I can't get my wheels off the ground because it's so windy. We might have to wait for tomorrow if it's going to be better, hopefully. Classic wood section where there's absolutely no wind at all, which is nice. Wall ride first run. Yeah. So a bit of a messy first run. The wind was so gnarly. When the wind's that bad and you can barely go in a straight line or get your wheels off the ground, it doesn't bode well for the first run on a brand new bike. So first run though, I did notice rebound was a bit fast in the rear, so I sped it, I slowed it down some clicks, and then the front was kind of soft. I'm already like, my rubber ring's almost to the top, so I'm gonna bump that up to 80 psi, and then in the rear I'm going to put the rear shock in the bladder up to 190ish, around a bit there, just flow a bit there, see if I can get it to sit up a little bit better. But yeah, that's what I noticed from the first run. I'm going to go back up and give it another shot and just try and commit a little bit more, try not be put off by the wind. Try again. Still as windy. Getting a better feel this time. I don't know if it's because I'm more committed this time around. I would love to keep going, but it's like I'd just be beating my head against the wall and like not getting through or going anywhere. So 2 runs deep, and I can honestly say, from regarding how bad the conditions are, the bike actually feels good. Like it has a bunch of potential for me to be able to open it up and go fast, which is good because I've literally done 2 runs on it, made minimal tweaks. You know, I'm kind of happy where it's at. I was on the brakes a lot. It's just once you start picking up speed, it's like the wind gets stronger, like you're trying to go against it, and any little bit of air off the ground and you can feel the wind like grabbing your wheels. Luckily we're here for 2 days, and fingers crossed that the weather's better tomorrow. We've packed it in, 2 runs. These things happen, battling the elements today, and it didn't work out, so we're playing it safe and we're gonna have another crack at it tomorrow. The weather's supposed to be better and the wind's supposed to be a bit more chilled. Have another crack tomorrow, and yeah, hope you enjoy it. Talk a little bit about the bike like I promised I would. So wrapped it up. Tomorrow's another day. Day 2, another crack at it. The wind is less, which is good. There's less gust. It is raining a slight little bit foggy later on, but we're out here prepared. Got the good old rip and roll on. First run drop in, see how it goes, and yeah, get some proper time on this bike without the wind interrupting. So honestly, yesterday couldn't really get that good a feel for the bike, but I think now that it's a bit quieter up here, less wind, I'm gonna have a better chance of figuring out the bike. Obviously, the testing here and why I bring my bike here is because it's so rough, and yeah, it just makes a brilliant test for it in general. Whoa. need to already feel like I need to stiffen my forks up a bit. Ew. I do feel like, you know, I barely made any changes, and that can sometimes be a good thing. So we did first run there, that was good. Nice to be able to ride a bike properly. Just noticing on the bike right now that the wheels I'm running are different, just remembered that. So we have here a WR1 Strife, which is a little bit more aimed towards kind of downhill, and then at the front we have a Union, what I've been running for the last while. We do have tiny little bits of sealant here leaking, so I don't know whether that's just because of the wheels have only been built and sealant's been put in, or I'm hitting my tyres pretty hard on the rocks. So I'm actually going to put a little bit more pressure in, I think. I'm going to change the fork as well, something on the fork, just to make it a little bit stiffer because I'm blowing through it quite a bit. So a quick look at the bike. Obviously, like I said, high pivot. Huge deal for Norco and myself to be on one of these. 29er front and rear, 170 front and rear. We have kind of the stats here. Reach 480, rear center 442.5. Head tube angle is 63.25, and then the seat tube angle is 77. This is a large, size large, so a good fit for me. I'm 5'11", to do 3 full turns of high speed compression, and we'll keep low speed compression on 2, so we have this cool dial here. All goes to 6, but we're going to put it on 2. Vision is a little bit worse on this run. I think it's pretty crazy. Fort William's primarily World Cup downhill track, obviously aimed towards a downhill bike, but you can do so much on a trail bike now, or an enduro bike like this. So yeah, what I noticed on the bike is just how planted it is. I'll tell you one thing, this is not an easy trip for testing. We're 100% battling the goddamn elements for the weather. Apologies for the footage. It's like not too long a bike, not too short, like just in the middle, I believe. Solid head angle. Woo. Honestly, this rain is ridiculous. But yeah, honestly, the bike straight off the bat, I mean, I'm now 2 runs deep. Feels really good with minimal setup. I am honestly bottoming out my forks quite a lot. So I'm unsure what to do. I don't want to add pressure because I don't want to make it stiff. So I'll need to work on that. Rear feels good though so far. Supple on the bumps, and when I go through my full travel, you know, it's like the spring's stiffer at the other end. 475, so ramps up nice. But yeah, I'll say it again, the bike is really planted, and I feel like it excels in stuff like this. A big chunk, so you can just charge through it. Woo! So we've done a couple runs already. Weather's much better, it is wet, but I do have my muck off jacket on now. Finally, this thing's sick. Well stoked on it. I feel it really home on the bike. It's like I tried to explain when I'm riding, but I'm focusing at the same time, is that it's really planted. It doesn't feel like a long bike. I've had experiences in the past of bikes that feel like they're a lot of bike. This doesn't. You know, I've been on a high pivot before and back on it again, and I really feel like, for me, it's a benefit, and I feel it's noticeable. You know, like I said, when I was going through the woods and it was rough and chattery and uneven, I just felt that rear end was working, like it was lengthening, right? Like what the high pivot's supposed to do. So limit pedal kickback and, you know, the whole chain growth, it really, in my opinion, does make a difference. Not sure if any of you guys have a high pivot bike or have tried one or tested one, but I really recommend you do. I'll leave a link in the description. You can find out more about the Norco Range. Yeah, I think it's a huge step for them as far as taking a note from their, you know, their downhill bike that they have that's already a high pivot and transferring that over to their enduro bike. So huge step from the previous range, and I'm stoked for them. I want to talk a little bit about the high pivot and what is the deal with the high pivot, like why the high chain line. So I have mounted both bikes here. I have a sight and I have the range, so we'll compare the both and hopefully you'll have a better understanding. So my Norco sight here, like most bikes, you'll see that the main pivot is down near the cranks. Although this has been working well and it's been super common over the years, it does mean that, for example, when your rear wheel hits a rock, the suspension moves and rotates forward in the opposite direction of where the rock is moving when you're rolling over it. With the high pivot system on the range here, the suspension rotates rearward in the same direction travel as the rock when you roll over it. Also, if the bike had a normal chain setup, it would pull on the chainring and create a thing called pedal kickback. I go on about this quite a fair bit, so Norco solved this and put an idler pulley up near the pivot. And the wheels are running strong. Like I said, I have a stiffer, kind of stronger one in the rear and a more enduro based wheel rim up front. Yeah, with the suspension, I feel like the suspension is going to take a wee bit of tweaking. I'm blowing through the front quite a lot, and I'm hesitant to put air in because I don't want it to really become any stiffer. I just need maybe, like, you know, I want the rubber ring to be like that far away from the top of the travel. I'll have a word with Ronnie and Bryson and the guys over at DVO. They've always been like on it when I need any advice or help, so the crew over there is definitely doing an awesome job, so I really appreciate all that. We're going to go up and we're going to stick the GoPro Max on and do a run and see how that looks. See you later. This bike is a beast. Feeling it a wee bit from my hands though. Not sure if any of you can help out, let me know. What changes could I make? Compression, air, rebound, do I slow it down a bit? This bike is killing it. insane fun that, I love it. Woo. So what a trip. We've wrapped up 2 days of testing. I mean, first day we were battling a lot of adversity just with the weather, and then we called it quits, but we did what we could. And then today was much better. We got in more runs, got the bike kind of dialed in a little bit more. You know, I actually made minimal tweaks. I added some pressure in the tires, and then also made some fork changes, like some compression changes. But I still think I need to figure the forks out, which is why I'm going to go back to the drawing board with the guys at DVO and figure out something. But overall the bike, like, wow, holy beep, like, impressive. Tracks really well. I felt like on the cornering side it was excelling in that. The high pivot, like with a rear end lengthening as you're compressing, like, it's just more traction. It's one way to really explain it. And then through all the chunder and all the gnarly rocky stuff, just chewing it up. So really impressive. I'm stoked on it. For my first outing on it, it went really well. Like I said, progress to be made, and we'll go back home and spend some more time on it and get it properly tuned up. But I think as far as, you know, taking it to a track like this, it definitely shows what it's capable of. And it's crazy, like I said, that it's a downhill World Cup track, and you know, there's people riding trail bikes here and enduro bikes, and this thing completely destroys it. So really pumped on that. The bike's gonna turn some heads for sure, regarding with how it looks and then also with how it performs. So I'm stoked. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Like I said, we did the best we could, and I think we got some really good footage in. And yeah, try to talk a bit about the bike and also, you know, the difference between you know, my sight and this bike. So really cool, fun 2 days. Thanks to Jamie at Enduro Fit Studio for coming here with me and being good company and helping out with some shots and everything. So that's been really awesome. Check out his gym. I'll leave a link in the description. £25 a month membership, cheap as chips. If you're in the Scotland area, Glasgow area, Edinburgh area, then sign up, get yourself there. Super rad gym, looks amazing. And yeah, just drop him a line if you have any questions. But thanks for tuning in. Make sure you give the video a like. We have a couple race videos coming up, which is exciting. A Glencoe Scottish Downhill race. I'm actually doing that just for a bit of fun on this bike, so that'll be cool. But thanks for watching. If you aren't subscribed already, please do. Comment below, let me know your thoughts on the bike and what you've seen. And yeah, until the next video, peace out. Cheers for watching. Have a good one.